Okay guys, I was just going to kind of throw this video out here. There's been a lot of videos on YouTube on retractable casters, and some of them are really good ideas, pretty nice. But the issue I ran into is, and I'll take you around over here, so this is just kind of an old welding table. I'm going to turn it into a grinding table, and I'm going to take it outside a lot so I don't make a mess in my garage. So the issue that I see with the retractable casters that you see on YouTube is the pedal is right here, the actuation pedal is right here. So there's usually, like, based on the normal design, there'd be a bar going this way and then a half bar, and when you step on it, it actuates it. It has a lock on it and release. But that means when you have the pedal facing forward that the hinge bars are side to side here, and they would pivot like that and lift it off. So the one issue that I had was this is a welding table, so if you have a table saw or something, you're not walking up to it or sticking your feet underneath it, so you can have the bar there. But this is a welding table, so you're obviously going to be putting your feet up underneath here, and you can't have a actuation bar or hinge bar going across the front. You're going to rack your ankles on it. So I needed my pivot bars to be on the side, and what that ended up doing is I wanted a lot of height on this. You can kind of see I've got probably over 1 inch lift on this because I'm going in and out of the garage and I have a bunch of cracks and bumps. So based on the fact that I needed to lift it from the side here, have these pivot position on the side, that makes your actuation bar go across the long ways of the table, and based on the height, that bar would have been, the crossbar would have been up in this area, almost 2 foot up, in order to go all the way across and get enough step on it so I could stand these up. So what that meant was I had to come up with kind of a different design. So this is by no means the best. It's just kind of something I used, kind of what I had, and I just kind of hawed it together. I didn't want to get to analysis paralysis stuff and not be able to get it done. So what I did is I just put the casters on a piece of angle iron here, and then I just had this little stock here. This is a 3/4 inch solid rod, and then I had this hollow tube that fits inside there, so I kind of made like a hinge. And so it's pretty basic. You just get this angle iron to pivot, and then once you get it up on the wheels, you need to have a stop in both directions, actually, because the wheels could go all the way around. They need to stay. So what I did is I put a stop over here. Just when it actuates, it hits here. I put a little bolt there just to adjust it, and then I needed a rod, to pick it up. And so I just made this rod here, put a bolt in it, and then that rod sticks into the hollow in this leg, and so that holds it from the other way. So it worked pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but basically I think the idea is if you can get your caster plate to pivot, then you kind of have most of the job done. You just have to figure out how to actuate it and get it to stop, so you could design it any way you wanted. But this is the way I did it. So I'll show you how it kind of works. There is one little caveat with it, and that is the camber on these wheels, or the caster actually. So when you actuate it, you have to be careful that the caster is in the right direction. So you can see here now, this is going to roll this way, and so you want the caster on the wheels this way, so they're not trying to turn around when you're trying to actuate it. It's the same thing when you lift it up. So that's a little bit of a nuisance, but I mean, I'm not rolling this thing out all the time, just whenever I have to cut something. So I didn't really think that was going to be that big of an issue. But let me show you how it works. Let me see if I can set you down here. So basically, this rod is how we actuate it. So you just release this up, and then you just go like this, and it goes down. So then this rod here stores away like that, and you can essentially leave it like that. I mean, this basically pivots up. You can put it like that. I was going to maybe clean that up a little bit so this thing isn't so loose, but that's in essence how it works. So now when you put this down, here's the same issue. So the caster on these wheels, they want to be this way, and if you put them this way as you pick up, they'll try to turn. So that's just one issue. So all you really need to do is just make sure, then you just make sure that they're in that position, and then you just pick the table up like that, and that locks it, and then there it is. So that's kind of how I did it. I don't know if that helps somebody. Like I say, it's not a super clean design, but it works, and maybe that'll help you out. It rolls pretty nicely. It stays pretty stable. I mean, this bar going through there is a stop basically, and then this stops, and now it's trapped that, so the angle iron is pretty stable, and it rolls around pretty easily. So I got the same thing on the other side. So there you go. If that helps you out, great. Thanks for watching.